We've won a medal, which...
It's not a trophy.
But it's a medal.
Chief, don't come with Man United standards, yeah.
So these are two teams.
Shirt sponsorless team.
The Jabs have started. No, it's a very no DNA, just RSA type vibe.
No, Europa League, I'll go for Europa because I feel like Europa League is tougher than Champions League.
Okay, all right. So
Then what?
Champions League.
wrap up with the Chelsea point, right? I think where we are now, we probably have. I can't think of a better squad. Other than Real Madrid, I think we've assembled one of the greatest.
Even Barcelona.
Talents. I think the talent that we
Even
have.
Barcelona, Man City.
Yeah.
Sanbonani, Abusheni, Dumelang, Bonjour. Depending on what time you're watching this, Ndimacheroni, Ndimasiari, Ndimatekwane, Ndimatapama. Welcome to First 11 Sports. Like I said last time, this is going to be your one-stop show for everything sports, from football, F1, the NBA, rugby, everything sports is going to be covered on this show. I've got Usantile Ngabinde and I've got Thandule Khodi, but I won't do their introductions for them. I'll let them introduce themselves. Sense?
No, top of the log first. Let's go.
Chief, we are giving you. We are allowing you.
Alright. Okay, cool. Kamusandile, aka Emperor Estek. I'm a Man United fan. I'm a Orlando Pirates fan. I'm a Ferrari fan. Sharks fan, and more.
A lot of fandoms.
This guy just makes sure that he supports everything.
I need to represent.
It makes sense.
I need to represent.
It makes sense. Imagine you support Man United. Just Man United.
Man United is love, my guy. It's love. But yeah, I'm a lover of sports. I keep my eye on almost every sports that I can. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my intro is very simple. My name is Thando Esbiso said. I just love sports, football in particular. And there's some teams that I love more than other teams. And we'll find out more about it.
Do you care to mention them or we'll get into it as we go on?
No, we know the South African one.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into it. Like I said, guys, so last time we spoke about the transfer window when I had to Kev and Arabile. We spoke about, what teams have done in the transfer window. We touched on the Olympics that had just finished at the time. We touched on a bit of F1 also. For today's episode, we're going to focus on no DNA, just RSA, which is South Africa, of course. We're going to talk about the Springboks and what they've been able to do, not only in the last couple of games, but over the last year or two, we would say, or rather a longer period than that. And we're also going to touch on Bafana Bafana with Hugo Bruce. He's had a very successful time here in South Africa. He's played some beautiful football. He's allowed some youngsters into the team. We're going to touch on that. And just to close off the episode, Sens mentioned that he's a Man United fan. We've got the brother over here that's supposed the other side of the conversation that we're going to be having. I'm trying not to say the team, but let me just say it so that people know what to look forward to.
I love Chelsea.
You love Chelsea,
yes.
I love Chelsea. So these are two teams.
Shirt sponsorless team.
The Jabs have started. No, we'll get to it.
It's okay.
So we're going to touch on Chelsea and Man United towards the end of the episode, just to get a feel of the last few years that they've had, this rebuild that they've both been on. I won't talk about who's ahead on the rebuild of those two teams. We'll get into it.
Some have been building for 3 years or so.
Okay, we'll get to it. But yeah, man, so it's the Springboks, it's Hugo Bruce's Bafana Bafana, and then we're going to touch on Man United and Chelsea. And I also got some predictions from Kevin Warabile for the season.
Yeah.
I want to make people judge you guys before we even get anywhere.
Can they still change their predictions?
No, they can't change.
Oh.
They can't change. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a log of all your predictions, and then we'll see who's where.
Maybe you must bring them back.
No, they'll definitely be here. Next week I've got Oravile back. Okay. I've got Usnazo Njapa also be joining us. We'll be talking about the PSL next week. So that's why we don't have that much of a PSL focus in this episode. Okay. We're going to dive into it properly next week. But to start off now with the Springboks.
Yeah.
Right. We've just wrapped up the Rugby Championship.
Rip that, we killed it, my guy.
Okay, we killed it.
And it was done a long time ago. I
No,
think,
no, just this week. No,
I mean the victory.
It wasn't.
It was still a long time ago.
No, it
All
wasn't.
Blacks.
It wasn't.
No,
We
man.
still had to win against Argentina. At least the one match against Argentina.
Yeah, but that was not in question.
Well, they beat us in the first match, so.
No, it was not in question.
Okay, we'll get into it. We'll get into it properly for this last match. But just to get into the Springboks conversations, guys. The Springboks last year managed to win the World Cup.
Yes.
Right? We went into the tournament as favorites, of course.
One of the favorites.
One of the favorites. Lost our first game. There was a few questions about that, but then went on to win the rest of the games, won the tournament. Beautiful stuff. We went into this year. We've won so many of our games. I think we've played something like 12, 13 games, and we've won most of them. I think we only lost to Ireland and Argentina right now, right?
Yeah.
We've done so well. We've won so many games. What's your guys' feel on what Coach Rassie Erasmus has done? Going into the World Cup, what we've done this year, winning the Rugby Championship, winning the Freedom Cup against New Zealand. What's your feel on what the Springboks have been able to do over the last year and a half?
I mean, we've been dominating, eh? We've been dominating. So it's not just the last year, man. It's been 2-3 years of us just going at it, building the team for the future and building the team for the World Cup.
For the next World Cup.
Already for the next World Cup.
Yeah, so I mean, Russ has been able to do a lot. I'm liking what he's doing now, also bringing new talent into it, bringing Fassi into it, bringing...
Who's been sensational. I mean, he scored the first try against Argentina away to them. When we got here, he scored the first try again. He scored 2, actually.
Yeah, it did a lot. It did, man. So yeah, we have our superstar Sasha, you know. So the way Rassie has been bringing on these young kids into the team and everything, I mean, he's been doing well. I'm loving what he's doing. Tactically, he's also been great. Rassie has a plan, and we're going with Rassie's plan. Rassie's plan is working for us.
Definitely. Tando?
Look, man, I think in a sense, there isn't much we can say about the Boks. I think they've earned the respect that
and it's a lot of respect that they've earned.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So many fans from outside has been saying, especially in the World Cup, hey, Boks not going to do it, but they've done it, and now they're coming back and saying, yeah, this is the team of the century.
Team of the century.
Yeah. Okay, not century, but let's say decade.
No, man, for as long as we watched rugby, the only team that I remember that gave us problems was
The All Blacks.
The All Blacks, yeah. Other than that, I think the rest of the teams that did come up, but they can't sustain it. Look at what Ireland did. They came and then they worked very well for maybe a period of 4 years. And then France as well. We saw what they did at the World Cup. But now when you look at those teams and where they are, I think maybe also they were killed by the Super Rugby. Just not participating in that. But overall, I think we
You, Tando, were at the World Cup, right, in France. And I just want to get a feel of how it felt to be there, because we've you know, when here at home, when the Springboks play, of course, we go there, you know, we enjoy the atmosphere, we're home, you know, it's a very no DNA, just RSA type vibe, you know. You were at the World Cup in France. What feel did you get when you were out there? How was the experience itself? And, you know, what feel did you get from the fans also of these other nations? Sense talked about how we've dominated and we've earned that respect. Did you feel that respect from the other fan bases?
No, man. The nice thing about the Boks is you can walk with pride and in confidence as well. I mean, from the moment you board a flight, from the airport, you see all those green T-shirts.
Yeah.
You can feel it already before you even...
People were wearing the green T-shirts before they even boarded the flight.
Before even boarding the flights.
So then you're going to have to wash it then when you get there.
Bro, I think those guys, what they've done maybe also for the country, I don't know. We talk about renaming roads now. They want to change Santin Drive.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something that we need to start looking at the Boks, because what they do for the country, probably the only team now that puts us in the map. And then now back to my point, my first point is that it's nice going to a tournament knowing that there's 99% or so chance that you may come back with the trophy. It's just pride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the walk is different.
It makes it feel like it's worth it.
Yeah, it makes it feel like you are going there, man, to be part of that history, to celebrate, just to enjoy your part, and then let the boys do the rest.
But then how did it feel like coming out of the defeat? Because you said you went to the island.
To the first game.
So how did you feel like coming from a defeat? Because the island chaps, man, they were coming at us with harsh words, and then after that game, coming out defeated, how did it feel from a South African fan perspective? Going out of there.
Look, man. That was our first game, right?
Yeah.
And then Ireland were number 1 at the moment. And even the chat that you were having with the Irish guys, it was always that whoever wins is taking the World Cup, but not winning that.
So they were that confident also.
They were that confident, but also there's a level of respect that they understood that it's just the first game, and whoever wins, and it was always the talk that the World Cup is going to be between the two of it's either them or us.
Or France, because France was also...
No, man, nobody feels...
No.
They were the host.
Yeah,
because even when they played us, they came there, the point and them were there feeling like they wanted to prove a point.
Yeah.
So now...
And they were confident even when they faced us. Was it in the semi-finals or something?
Yeah, the semi-finals. Yeah. You look, we're the host, and they're probably the best player in the world. Dupont, that guy's brilliant. You saw what he did also in the sevens. Yeah. They do have... when he's
excellent.
When he's there, you can also feel... But I also think they did well, man. They knew that they were going to host the World Cup, and they invested in their team. They spent time putting the team together. As for what happens post that, I don't know. But the experience, man, in the World Cup, it's
post
amazing.
that we'll see on the sevens. Not the sevens, the sixes. What do they call it again? The tournament they have that side was
Six Nations.
The Six Nations. We'll see, right?
Yeah.
And the Six Nations comes and then how they perform, because at the end of the day, right, that's where you saw with your progress.
We're the best in Europe, not in the world.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then, what has led to South Africa being so good against these European sides?
It's us having tournaments that side. It's us joining the tournaments that side. I mean, the Heineken Cup, I think, is one of them. I think the Guinness, that's the Guinness 14. I'm not sure. But us as South African teams playing that side, playing the European game, learning the refereeing styles, learning, how tough, if you can say, they are, and adjusting to it.
Which seems like an important thing in rugby.
It is. I mean, right now, New Zealand and Australia are feeling it because they're not playing against South Africa. I mean, one fan was like, they miss coming to Joburg and Ellis Park Stadium and playing against the Bulls or the Lions in South Africa. They miss that because that used to be peak rugby, right?
Yeah.
So right now, they're not feeling that rugby. It's just playing amongst themselves.
So it's not helping them to expand their game and develop.
Correct.
I also think the development, and I think we shouldn't also overlook the amount of work that goes into the development of our players.
Yeah.
It can't be by accident if you look at the quality that we do have.
Yeah.
Something is done right. And I heard Gayton saying that the heads will roll itself. Let's hope. And he was making an example using the box. Let's hope that we're finally going to get that, man. I mean, we do have talent, man. We shouldn't even be there.
And when you speak about the talent, just to close off on the Springboks topic, we're seeing, you spoke about Aphelele Fassi. He's 26 years old. Of course, he's not a young man as such, but 26 years old, we're seeing now him coming into his own in that Springboks team, becoming a force in the team. We've touched on Usasha Mgomezulu, Feinberg Mgomezulu. Unfortunately, suffered an injury, which has caused a bit of controversy also because the coach says that he wasn't notified about the injury before the New Zealand game.
Okay.
And then Sasha played that game, right, without notifying them that he was injured, aggravated that injury, and then he had to go into surgery after the second game with the All Blacks. Yes, that pride.
I mean, patriotic pride, man. I
Yeah.
respect him for that. But hopefully he didn't aggravate it too much that he will suffer lengthy injury stuff. But on a development and talent side, man, I think we are doing great.
Yeah.
We're bringing in new people, new kids into the block. I mean, and we are not shy of bringing them in
There's
tough games.
the boy that, or rather the man,
Yeah.
that killed it for the Sharks in the Currie Cup final.
Bruh, that 56
Eh,
meter
59,
kick.
59,
59,
actually.
bruh.
It was incredible. You see, Hendrikse.
But it brings on to the question then, why was he not selected versus Money, right? But it's a controversial one.
That's
right?
that's a conversation in
because
itself.
money has strengths, but
Yeah.
his kicking game is not a strength.
Yeah,
It's not his strength.
But then the question is, maybe kicking is not his strength, but what he brings to the team.
He's a playmaker,
I think what he gives us, man. I don't think we're getting it from anyone else.
Yeah.
I just think they probably need to relieve him of kicking or just.
Because we saw in the last game the other Hendrikse from the Sharks.
Yeah.
I think it's Jaden
Yeah.
Hendrikse kicking one of the penalties. I think he made that penalty. So. Do you think the responsibility is probably going to be shifted from Mani at some point? Because in the Apelele Fasi, the first try that Apelele Fasi scored, that was a pass from Mani. You see, so you can see that he contributes other things to his game.
He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker. So it then goes back to what is he doing at Western Province or Stormers, right? What is he doing there, right, to improve his kicking game?
That big game temperament. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if he does continue kicking, I think he needs a good backup.
Okay.
For those tough moments. But if he's going to be relieved, then drop him back to a 13. But 13 is going to suffer. But yeah.
Man, I think he offers us a lot. Like I said, I just think maybe we're just being
a little too
critical.
hard.
Yeah, we've been
yeah.
too
High
hard on
standard,
him,
man.
yeah.
We have high standards in the team.
No, I get it, but also
The world champions.
We need to build our players, because who criticizes them? It's us. And then how are we going to build them if we continue to do that? I think also the coaches can help him, man. Just to relieve him from kicking for now. Let him enjoy what he does best. And then we'll probably get the best out of him.
Yeah, great
If we kill him
playmaker.
now,
No.
man.
No, he's a great playmaker.
Yeah.
Give him his flowers on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe he can also help our other sports in because this kicking is
He
brilliant.
needs to play 10 there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to play 10 there, Bafana, man. Bros needs to bring him.
Speaking of Bros and Bafana, right? Continuing with the no DNA, just RSA.
Yeah.
We were proud. Beginning of this year, a lot of people didn't have that much faith in Bafana Bafana going to the Africa Cup of Nations. They got there and lost the first game, and a lot of people were like, but then they picked themselves up, managed to win against Namibia, and that led them on that run that saw them go as far as the semifinals, where unfortunately they lost out to Nigeria in the penalty shootout. One in
Niger
the third and
brothers.
fourth. You see, one in the third and fourth, and managed to come back with the bronze medal from the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, I don't want to speak about Bafana Bafana as such. I want to speak about Hugo Bruce, right? If you look at his record in his time at Bafana Bafana, I think if you look at the numbers themselves, they've played about 36 games under him. He's won 18 of them. So that's like a 50%, right? From those 36, 23 of them were competitive matches. He's won 13 of those. And 13 has an asterisk next to it because 3 of those are penalty shootouts, right?
Still,
2 of those, actually.
Still,
because it's still a win. Yes, in tournament. So it's still a win, right?
Yeah, it's still a win because you have to be in the training.
Yeah.
You have to train for it.
Exactly. And get past that for it to
You have to select the right players.
Exactly. So he's won 13 of his games, which puts him somewhere around 57% for competitive games in terms of a win percentage. How do you guys feel about what Hugo Bruce has been able to do in his time at Bafana Bafana? Are you happy? Or are you in that zone where, with South Africans, we get this thing where when we lose one match, we're like fire him, give us Pitso Msimane instead, you see? How do you guys feel about what he's been able to do in his tenure and, what he's been able to do with the Bafana Bafana?
Hugo, bro, he has been bringing a lot of changes to the team. He's been bringing a lot of upfrontness. And what we needed in a manager in our national team, someone who is assertive, someone who is direct, and who doesn't mince his word when it comes to his selection. You need someone who's going to stick to his selection and the one that he wants, right? And he's giving us that. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see even like tactically he's even progressing the team. Selecting players, international players also, and not just focusing on PSL players who who play each other week in, week out.
Yeah.
We need that quality from the international guys. So I'm happy with what he's bringing. I'm happy with the record. I mean, look, even some of the losses, I won't fully blame it on him. Sometimes it's just the players, not.
It's just mistakes.
I mean,
mistakes.
in the AFCON, if you speak about AFCON, some of that, I think the Nigeria game, we should have won it.
There was some opportunities there
We should
towards
have
the end.
won it. I know. Dawood can take a lot of criticism, but I think for that match, he can also, for 2 matches, the same in the quarter, he could have taken a lot of criticism in that. But yeah, he's been doing great for the team. I'm hoping to see that we qualify. I think his main tough, test will be qualify for the World Cup.
That's the big one.
He does that. He has done more than what. Actually, he's done better than what most managers has done.
Because we don't usually qualify unless we're hosting.
Since Steve Barker. Because what other managers qualified for the World Cup? Clive Barker, yes. Clive Barker. May he rest in peace. But yeah, he's done more than what any other manager who have coached South Africa has done.
Been able to achieve. Yeah.
Right, because since
maybe not more, but
think about it. We haven't
won a trophy. So how do you measure?
But we have won a medal, which
it's not a trophy.
But it's a medal.
Chief, don't come with Man United standards. Yeah. This guy is.
I knew it was going to come out at some point.
Give credit where credit is due.
No, I'm not saying I'm not taking credit away from him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying not.
But think
there's
about
still
it.
more that you.
Yeah,
there's
we have
more.
someone
Yes.
who's won us a trophy. So how do we now say that?
Who has won us a
Hugo-
trophy besides Clive Barker?
Yeah, he's done better.
No, I'm saying since Clive Barker, nobody has done better than him at the moment.
Okay, I'll give that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Clive Barker.
If you put it that way.
I mean, Clive Barker is
Because you got a
legendary.
third, you got a bronze, man.
For you, Tando.
Look, I think there's a lot that Hugo has done for us in a short space, and one is just also his authority. You can see that he's in charge at SAFA.
Yeah.
We've seen with some players that retire and then come back to do interviews. You'll find that people select teams. I think I just forgot the name. There's a guy who made an interview recently and spoke about how the
team was being selected
for
for
Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
How the team.
Yeah.
So it shows us that there's actually a lot that happens in the background.
True.
But
True.
with Hugo, you can see that he has authority.
Yeah.
The team that he selects, it's his team.
Yeah.
He can even back it up. He can talk about it, and then that's one thing that we need. And the second thing that he did is also to get the fans behind the team.
Yeah.
South Africans are hard to please. we are very hard to please.
Hey, man.
So he has done that, and also the stability in the team. So 90% of the team, you already know who's going to be in the team. Even the players probably know that they're going to be in the national team. So it gives us consistency. And he also is probably one of the coaches that just deviated from selecting players from the top 3 teams, regardless of how they perform. You see a lot of guys that are coming from Stellenbosch players are regular in that Bafana, Bafana team. Abu Batusi Elbas before they went to. I saw him playing for Bafana, but
I saw that even in the preliminary squad that he picked now, there's a lot of players from the other teams in the league, and they are there on merit. I mean, there's a boy called Kwaibe from Chipa United, I think. He's been man of the match 2 times this season. He's part of that preliminary squad. You see, so you can see that it's a lot of it is merit based. Yes, there is people that are sort of like his favorites, like Abo Velimoto. A lot of people were crying about Velimoto in the last qualifiers, but he's there because of that consistency and the fact that he's a good one to have around the team. Of course, people don't want to see him on the field after the mistake that he made. So what you're saying is really true in terms of the consistency. You also look at the young players that we've seen coming in now.
He's not just thinking about now. I
Yes.
think also Tembazwane is just a reference.
Yes.
He was getting a lot of questions. Why not selecting Tembazwane?
Yeah.
We all wanted him there.
Yeah.
But he was always clear that he's thinking about the future.
Yeah.
But it's also great that he also is not scared to bring, he ended up bringing Tembazwane, just also balance the
because you need that quality
team.
at the end of
and
the
the
day.
confidence that he gives to the young.
And seniority also.
Yeah.
You need some seniority in the team. You can't always have young players, right?
Yes.
But I'm also happy that we now in a position of going, who is he dropping for? Who?
Yeah.
Not a matter
We've
of
got options.
Not a matter of I know he needs to drop this one because
Yes.
we know this one. In that preliminary squad, who's he dropping?
Exactly.
Like we don't have I know he's dropping that one because
Yes.
everybody has their own qualities,
Yes.
and we see those qualities coming through for the national team.
True.
And also, if you look at the team, like going to who is he dropping, if you look at the players that has been selected, I don't see a player that did put a foot wrong. They
Yeah.
would say that dropping them would be justified.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
maybe it has to do with the team form.
Yeah.
Except obviously from the goalkeeper. I don't know if he'll recover, but I think also, man, we need to be human at some point.
Yes.
And also give love to these guys, give love to these players. It's a mistake he did; it did cost the team. But if you kill him, what are you gonna get from it?
Exactly.
You're killing a player
Exactly. You
forever.
need that development, and
Yeah.
it's very true when you consider the fact that we've got so many young players in the squad. You've got Erlebohile Mfokeng from Orlando Pirates. You've got Napolis from Polokwane City. You've got a Jaden Adams from Stellenbosch. There's all these players that are really young and need that development. Now, if you're in the team and Velumoto makes a mistake
Yeah.
and
Now
you
you're
watch him
scared to make
getting
a mistake
crucified,
now.
now you're scared that, you know what, if I put a
Especially
foot
as a young
wrong,
player, yeah. As a young
Exactly.
player,
You see.
it's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
When you see you
Yeah.
lose your confidence on the field. And
yes.
So
So as much as we need that you know, to for them to be accountable and do the right thing, there's also a responsibility from us as the fans to, you know, protect our team and understand when mistakes happen. So
And I think Hugo is doing well on that as well because
Yeah.
Veli is on the preliminary squad,
yes,
right?
still hasn't there.
And also, if you remember, talking about the youngsters, there was a game we were not winning that game, and then I think it was Relebohile Mofokeng's first game.
Yes, yes,
and he
yes,
had a number 10,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
put him on
Yes.
to go and win the game.
Yes.
You know, what more do you need?
Exactly.
In terms of
Exactly. We're seeing Tebogo Mokoena not playing at the moment for
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, does he walk into the starting 11 again also now? So it's very interesting to see what will happen. But either way, I know Hugo will have us covered.
do we know how many teams from the PSL that he selected from? Like specifically, how many teams?
I have to
Is it-
check that.
is it-
I have to check that. But I'm sure it's about 7, 8, or
That's a
7
good-
to 10.
Is there a player from Kaizer Chiefs? Or is there?
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna
Dodge is there.
He's
Dodge was
also-
a starter.
He's a brilliant player. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dodley
man.
is there.
Sorry, Kaizer Chiefs fans. Excuse, yeah?
But I think Mokoena will start, man. How do you replace him?
True,
Yeah.
true. I would like to see him starting. I like how much he gives us. I can see this face. Let me not go into it. Let's go into the last part of the conversation for today.
It might not
Very
be the last.
interesting one.
It might not be last, man.
No, we'll get predictions afterwards, but this might take a
Yeah.
bit of time. Is it-
Are you talking about the officiating?
No.
the
Let's talk about
You know what?
the two
Yeah.
teams.
Okay, let me start.
Yeah. No, let me introduce the two
Okay,
teams first.
okay.
Yeah.
So we've got a Man United, we've got a Chelsea.
Yeah.
Now,
Do you want to speak about the low positions or?
No, you can't.
I'm just checking. Is it part of your intro? Okay.
we'll get into the long
Okay.
position.
Guys, no.
We need to get a fact
No,
check.
no.
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
tell us those.
No,
those
wait,
facts.
hold on.
Man United and Chelsea for the last few years,
I know Chelsea's for.
we've seen the fans have debates. No, it's 12 or 13, my guy.
No, let
You
me
have to go to the second page to find
We've
it.
seen a lot of people debate about Man United and Chelsea. We've seen a lot of banter go out in social media.
Yeah.
We've seen them almost fall from that Premier League title chasing pack, right? We've seen for a long time it was Man City versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
These last 2 years, we've seen Arsenal put their hand
oh,
in
yeah.
Choke.
there.
No,
Of course,
you mean
of
okay.
course,
You've seen
people
Arsenal
don't
choke.
give them
I
the
think it should have
credit.
started at.
You've seen Arsenal
It
choke.
was Chelsea and City for a very long time, and then it became
Okay.
Liverpool
Okay.
and then City.
And then- okay.
Yeah.
So, I just want to get into the state of these two teams.
Yeah.
Right? You two are fans of these two teams. I don't know anybody that defends these two teams as much as the two of you. So I want to get into the state of these two teams. Should we start with Man United?
No, we can start, my guy.
Okay.
So
With Man United, right? You've got Eric Ten Hag at the wheel.
no, not that the well, man. This is not Oli. Right?
Is that the way?
Leave the will alone, man.
Whether the wheel is broken, or it's not
The will
the
left.
wheel.
like the bus left with Mourinho, the wheel left with Oli, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're still trying to find the
He's
wheel.
leading them. The pedestrians. They all right, sharp.
We try not to lose 10-0, man. So
Okay, so you've got Erik ten Hag leading the squad at the moment.
Yeah.
You've made a couple of signings in this window.
Yeah.
A lot of excitement around those signings.
Spend a lot of money.
You spent a lot of money, yes.
176.
I think it spent over 700.
No, not this window.
Not this window. In his time.
In that time. So he spent a lot of money. How do you feel about? Let's start off with the team itself, right? What you've been able to do over the last couple of years. We've seen also that the changes in ownership.
Yeah.
The changes in this one runs the sporting side. This one runs the financial side. You know,
They change everything.
The
Just not result. Everything's changing.
the coach at the helm. How do you feel about Man United?
Can I just say this? This was, we had this conversation 2 weeks ago. I was in a different standpoint.
Yes, man. When I walked in, I was like, where's the red jersey that
I
I
was
saw
a
the
different
last time?
standpoint. So look, the state of Man United at the moment, yeah, we're in a low point, man. From a footballing side. From a business side, obviously, Man United will always be the biggest team in the world. But, you know, we are currently going through our other downs that we keep.
I mean,
Hold on. We're going through our downs that we've been seeing happening on a regular basis, right? Ten Hag is making it difficult for himself to maintain his case, right? But I am happy with the ownership structure right now, but I'm not happy with the Glazers still being there. That's number one. So let's start there. Start at the ownership perspective. I'm not happy with the Glazers. Glazers out forever. I'm happy that Radcliffe came in and took over the sporting side, made the changes, brought in the guys from Man City, from Newcastle.
We've got the track record of turning teams.
Of turning teams,
Yeah.
yes, and
had the resources to turn the teams.
I mean, they do have the resources now.
No, they had from their teams.
Oh, you mean the oil money?
No, it doesn't matter. You're spending a lot of money, but you're still not winning. So I think we're also getting.
So he's also mentioning oil
Nobody
money.
was hurt in the making of this episode.
Hold on. He's talking oil money because they had oil money.
No,
and
man.
had oil money.
I don't think
But
money,
anyway.
the money thing should be a debate anymore. How much did you guys spend? And
No,
we're still
but
not winning. So
no, that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think
That's what I'm saying,
We
right?
shouldn't be talking about money anymore because some teams are spending money.
But
they are winning.
But you're speaking resources.
Some are spending money. Yes, resources are not
What
limited to money.
resources are you speaking to?
They do have a good structure. They do have they appoint the right management.
But that's what's happening right now. That's what Radcliffe is doing. He's putting the structure there so that
we'll talk about the structure when it's
no.
building results.
It's there, but it's had from the transfer window. It has put in a bit of results. I mean, they tried to. What? Wait, Everton tried to give us who's this kid Bradley?
Braithwaite.
Yes,
For
Birthright for 50 mil.
Yeah.
So and we walked away from the deal. I mean, there's another deal. I forgot for which other player was it. They were charging us an arm and a leg, and we walked away from it. I think like the kid from Benfica.
Oh yes, the midfielder.
The midfielder, right?
Who went to PSG.
Yeah, I think they were charging us around 70 mil.
Yeah.
And we walked away from that deal, and he went to PSG for even way less.
Yeah.
When now that you're mentioning the deals, you spoke about how Braithwaite was 50 mil on the table. How much did you guys spend on Euro?
Around 70. However, look at the age.
No.
But then
look at the age.
but
how long has he played professional as well? If you want to talk about
I think
age.
it's 3 years.
No, he hasn't played that long.
Besides
but
the how
potential
long he's
is there.
played.
Okay.
He gives us. Besides playing, man, he's a type of Varane type of player. He's a Varane
But
type
then,
of player.
isn't it
Yes.
better to get a Braithwaite that has Premier League experience?
But what has Premier League experience given us? We had Maguire, Premier League experience.
But
Champion,
but
Premier League champion.
But this is a team issue because you guys are the ones who are signing the wrong players.
But
When it's
that's
time
the
to
thing.
sign the right ones,
You sign the right players for the structure that you want, right? And that's what we were going for with the new management. Is that the new management is looking at the structure, is looking at the team, who's gonna play well with who. Not that I'm just gonna buy a Brathwaite because Brathwaite is an English player and is gonna give us.
So
English
you feel like Lenny Yoro fits more of the style that you guys want to build towards?
so far from what the reports have been saying, because we haven't seen him fully played for our team yet. Because
I mean, I'll be dead honest. I saw him in one preseason game, the one preseason game that he played in the window. He looked really good.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll be dead honest with that one. He looked really good. I was really impressed with him. Unfortunately, he gets the injury.
I mean, medical department, Man United, please sort yourself out.
Do you feel like that's for you? Is that where the issue is in the medical department?
It's one of the issues, man. I don't know why we hired someone with a bad record at Arsenal to come and
to go fetch Arsenal.
See, we have never had good signings from Arsenal. I mean, look at
Van Persie.
Besides Van Persie, yes.
You know, there's a thing about Man United, right? When you talk about, you've never signed a bad player from Arsenal, or you guys always signed some of the greatest players. But when they get to Man United, you see
Angel Di Maria,
Memphis. Look at even Pogba coming from Juve. Look at Christian. So probably there's something wrong
in the system. Because I wanted to touch on that when you were talking about how the new management, right?
Yeah.
And the structure that they are bringing in.
Yeah.
How effective does that structure become if you still have a coach at the helm that there's a lot of questions around?
But that coach came in after came in when the turmoil was still happening, when the locker room was still crap. They didn't like each other.
Do you like Erik ten Hag as a coach?
Yeah, I think I like him as the manager for Man United from where we are 2 years ago last season.
Right now?
This season he still has. This season he's showing his faulties.
Because he came in. When he came to the Premier
he
League and they asked him about Liverpool and Man City, and he was like, "Eras come to an end."
But you know what?
And I was like, "Okay."
But you know what? He won 2 trophies in 2 seasons, and I believe he's going to win another trophy this season. That's
trophies for Man United, FA Cup, and
someone who hasn't won a trophy in how long?
The last trophy we talk about is Champions League.
But when last
we don't even talk about.
When last did you win?
No, we don't even keep record.
But when last did you win it?
Of those,
don't say
of those.
You can't call an FA Cup just a miniature trophy. It's a trophy for the country.
It's a trophy for the country, but for a team at that Man United level,
you're supposed to win that easy.
Yeah, it's not something.
So that's one of the. That's
or,
one of the trophies.
I mean,
win.
Yeah, I mean,
as a top 6 club. That's one of the trophies that you need to win in your season.
But I wouldn't judge your performance and extend your contract based on winning those kind of trophies.
Because my issue with it is,
who are you going to add in?
My issue with it is, I give him the credit for the FA Cup, right? My issue with it is, Watford, a few years ago, got to the FA Cup final. Yeah. I think they won. Did they win it?
No.
Or were they runners up? They were runners up, right? And they still got relegated. So
West Brom did the same thing.
You understand? So I don't know how, if that gave him the credit for him to still continue to the season, because we've seen 2 seasons from him with no improvement.
What do you mean no improvement?
They're still in the same spot they were in when he
maybe
came in.
Wait, hold on. No, maybe
if there's an improvement.
Maybe we need to clarify this, right? Maybe we need to.
Is a team improving?
Hold on.
More, yeah.
Wait, we need to clarify this. What improvement were you looking at?
I'm looking at Man United coming back into being a top 4 team,
or
even a top 6 team.
Okay, so with the type of before you, and then,
I know what you're gonna say.
No. With Mourinho players. Yeah. With Oli players, you expect a manager with past players of past teams that Mourinho himself said he would have sold majority of those players out if he had the choice.
But if you were to pick a squad right now, would you pick Man United squad, Newcastle squad, or Aston Villa squad? A squad. I'm not talking about the coach. I'm not talking about the form. I'm talking about when you look at it on paper, the quality of players.
I'll still pick my players.
Your Man United players. So your Man United players, with the quality that they have.
Currently that Ten Hag has brought in, yes. The 16 players that he has brought in, yes.
The 16 players that he has brought in, but he's in 12th position.
Yes, because technically we have been crap.
Okay.
But
I mean,
also,
he
signed.
we'll come
the
back to
the
that.
nice thing is that he signed those players for his tactics.
Yes, and that's why we're questioning him. That's why we were like, my guy, why can't we can't even pass the same? Yesterday, I begged someone can come to me and say, and you were wrong. I bet our pass completion was less than 70%. Yesterday's game against Tottenham.
No, it was bad.
I mean, the past couple of games, our pass completion was bad. So,
yeah, but then maybe my question is, don't you think it's too early to really be if you're saying
to cut him off? No,
if you're saying you're happy with the last 2 seasons, don't you think it's too early now? I mean, the season just started.
To cut him off, yes, it's too early.
Too many games. Maybe they were just.
I mean,
exhausted.
I wish
have 12 players.
I wish Barnsley kicked us out of the Carabao Cup. That's my.
Because that's another competition that you still have to compete in.
And
Okay.
And that the competition they want to win.
Okay, we'll come back to United.
I don't want Carabao. Give me Europa, bruh.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to Man United.
Europa.
Let's talk Chelsea also.
Yeah.
Let's touch on Chelsea. When we spoke 2 weeks ago, we were speaking about this.
Yeah.
There was a different feel around the two teams.
Yeah.
Now you've got a Chelsea team that is now in 4th position, like you said.
Yeah.
The biggest squad in the Premier League.
There was a lot of jokes beginning of this. Thank you for bringing that up. There was a lot of jokes about the 44 players.
Yes.
He seems to have cut it down.
By the way, most of them, yeah.
That have been cut down now. We're seeing a more balanced squad now. How do you feel about what Chelsea has been able to do over the last few years? How do you feel about? Let's start off from losing, or rather, England kicking out Abramovich. The new owner Todd Bowley coming in. Yeah. What he's done in that time, Tuchel being fired after winning the Champions League.
Most painful moment for sure,
It's been a roller coaster, for a few years. Now it's looking a lot better in terms of what you're seeing on the field. How do you feel about Chelsea?
Man, I think now we are more optimistic than ever. So we're a team that is used to winning big trophies, Champions League, Premier League. Those are the trophies that we always gun for, and that's where we come from. And I think at the end of Roman's era, we also close it off with the Champions League. Yeah. So I think
you didn't know it was the end of his era.
Yeah, that we're a team that was always winning. So the new management comes in, and it was always going to be challenging especially because they're coming from a different sporting background. They're not really into football. I think also coming in, they made mistakes. I mean, you come in and then you get rid of TT, who just won the Champions League, and you get a fucking Potter, and you give him a long-term contract. Nobody knows what he has done. He just coached Brighton. And after that, we even saw that Brighton can actually be a better team without him, which they went on to become.
And deserving.
Yeah. So I don't know if we should thank the fans for putting pressure on the owners to get rid of Potter. But then that happened. And then we got Poch. Yeah.
If you were to rank between the two, who's a better coach?
I don't think there's a ranking. I don't think
the bar is in hell.
It's a not rank.
Yeah, I don't think we should even do that. And then Poch came in. There was always going to be a challenge with him. He hasn't won major trophies. He's also coming from our biggest rivals.
Didn't he lose? Didn't he lose at PSG also?
He won the league, but Champions League was.
Also
so he has one PSG.
No, he did win.
You win the league at PSG.
So one league.
He's won something,
And you bring him in, come, guy.
Do you think that was based on the run we saw for Tottenham in the Champions League? Do you think they had that in mind?
I think for PSG had that in mind because he had done well. But for Chelsea, it was always
it was too far back.
I don't know how we got to that point. I mean, at that point, you had Luis Enrique available. You had the German national team coach available.
But
and you're getting those people.
But you think he was better than? Do you think he was better than Potter?
I can't even.
No. Think about it. Think about the run. Because think about the run you had towards the end of the year.
Yeah, but what did we get, bro?
You got Conference League.
Would you rather play Conference League or have your team rest and be ready for the Premier League?
So you're telling me that you're not going to play in Conference League? You're not
we're
going to
going
go
play.
further. in
We're going to
Conference
play,
League.
but also look at the squad that we selected for the Conference League. Palmer is not playing there. It says a lot about.
You know, that's the
about,
start.
yeah.
Obviously, in the start, you're not going to select your top players
If
in the Conference League.
if because I want to get into Enzo Maresca now. and
Oh
what
yeah,
he's
yeah,
been
yeah.
able to
No,
do.
yeah.
Okay, let me let you speak
Yeah,
on
yeah.
him first.
So and then you have Poch. Remember Poch didn't want João Felix. Said we shouldn't sign him.
A very interesting decision because it looked like the one exciting player.
He was one exciting player, and think about it. The owners wanted it, and also we have a coach that comes after him, and then gets and say, "I want this player."
Yeah.
And that we're talking about a player that made a difference at Barca. Yeah. I think the Chelsea owners must call Poch and fire him again.
You want him fired once more?
Call him and fire him again.
Okay, so just to wrap up on that conversation then,
Conference League.
Enzo
Correct?
if Enzo Maresca
Yeah.
doesn't win the Conference League, are you disappointed?
No.
You're not disappointed?
No.
Conference League.
I don't think it's
Zaragoza.
a trophy that we. But
Gangs.
most likely Chelsea is going to win it.
Okay.
The
No, they're
mentality
not.
for most likely Chelsea.
No, they're not.
I'll tell you why. Look at the squad that we do have. You can play two teams. We played midweek and then we won like 5-0.
Except for defense.
And then you had players like Nkunku who are not even starting in the current team.
And he did well in the previous game.
He did well in the previous game. So I think the squad that we do have, man, it should be in the bag, but it's not a trophy that I don't think we're looking forward to.
I mean,
And
you'll
that's
be,
what
we-
you'll
what
be the first
constitutes-
English side to win all three.
We need that.
You'll be the first English side to win all three. So wouldn't you want that record?
I think it's too easy, man.
It's not too easy. You look at the team. There's Fiorentina in there. There's
Look,
Real Betis in there.
some records. I think. Let's be frank about it. Real Madrid will not boast about that because they know they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't
know
be
their
playing
standard,
that.
they know
Yeah,
their
so I don't
Yeah,
think
but
those
Real
are the
Madrid
kind
didn't
of-
have the fall that your team had.
Yeah, but I mean, a big team like that, some of the records are not the records that we should even be.
Okay.
I know Man United. would be happy to
No.
do that.
I don't even want the Conference League.
You guys don't even make it to
Europa
You don't
League?
Make it to.
No, Europa League. I'll go for Europa because I feel like Europa League
Yeah.
is tougher than Champions League.
Okay, all right. So
Then what?
Champions League.
what?
Conference League.
No, he's saying
You're
Europa
talking
League is
about
tougher than
Conference
Champions
League,
League.
right? I
No,
talk
he's
about the
talking about
Champions
Champions
League, as in the Champions League that has
For top
Man
team,
City,
for
Real Madrid.
for big side,
I
big
think-
side, it's
yeah.
tougher because the
I think it's talking from a point of Man
Oh,
United.
Sorry. Listen to my
But they'll
point.
never be there anyway in the
Listen
Champions
to
League.
my point. For a big team, if you're in Europa League or Conference League, and you do not win that league or do not put up a fight, it shows that how lacking you are. So you don't want to be you don't want to be a top team
that fails to win
that
it.
fails to win it. That's why it's tougher. Then when you're in the Champions League,
But
when you're in the
tougher
Champions
is
League-
what quality you face on the field.
and you're telling me
If
that
you're
telling me,
playing Fiorentina, are you telling me that playing Fiorentina is tougher than playing Real Madrid?
yeah, because they don't want to.
That's Man United for you.
Because they're going,
Yeah.
because they're
No,
going
no,
there
no.
because they're going there to win, and you guys are going there to just prove a point that
I
you're better.
cannot wait to clip this and put it on social media so you can explain your point yourself.
Let me just wrap up with the Chelsea point, right? I think where we are now, we probably have. I can't think of a better squad other than Real Madrid. I think we've assembled one of the greatest.
Even
talents.
Barcelona.
I think the talent that we
Even
have.
Barcelona.
Barcelona, Man City.
Yeah, I think the quality that we do have. Remember the players that we're buying. They great now, but they can only get better. The players that
Potential.
no, it's not potential.
Potential.
I think we're probably we have the most talented team.
That I can agree with. That I can
Most
agree with.
talented team.
We do have
One
the
of the most talented in
One.
terms of raw
You can't
talent.
say you can't say Z. I mean, you over boasting your team, bro.
Okay, which team would you?
No, you over boasting your team because I mean your team lost against a what you call this club shoots whatever from 2-1 in a playoff. So you most talented team.
Sounds like a Wi-Fi password.
but remember,
Don't say remember.
No,
say,
no,
you
no,
said your
remember
team
again.
is the most. You have the most talented players.
we
So
have
you
assembled the most talented group
Yes, but
yeah,
if you are
young
failing,
talent.
Of young-
in
but
the
if you
world.
you are failing to win against a team that's way at the bottom of the food pile, how is that the most talented team?
That's rich coming from
Okay,
from
okay,
you. So
okay.
I think the only thing, I think for us, we've assembled the most talented team. You can literally pick 2 players in each position. They'll start in his team.
No, never.
Wow.
You'll bench him and then they'll start in his team. I think the only thing for me is we've assembled these players. We have paid a lot of money, but what we don't know is when they reach their ceiling, are we gonna? Because in our history we haven't been a selling club. Are we gonna now? If Real Madrid
So is
comes
that the
looking
fear?
for Palma, that's what we don't know at this point.
Yeah.
You can see that the owners are assembling the greatest team.
Because every youngster that is doing well in the world, they are.
Yeah, we're getting them, but like I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's what we don't know if we're gonna.
But next time when you come back, he must explain what's happening to the academy.
The Chelsea Academy.
Yeah.
Chief.
Next time.
Do
next
those
time.
kids make it into the
Wait,
team?
next time.
You know,
also,
it's interesting. It's interesting what's happening in these academies, right? And is it something that the current FF play rules is affecting? Because now teams are probably selling their best players just to make sure that they comply to those. So I don't know what the future of those. Are we going to develop players to sell and do that, or are we just going to keep going to Brazil scout players?
Interesting. Okay, so just to wrap up then, I won't let you go into that one too much.
It's wrapped up, man.
I'm not going to ask for an explanation for this.
Okay.
I just want a straight position on the log. Where does Man United finish? Where does Chelsea finish?
So Man United will finish, I said, 6th. And after this past 2 weeks, I see Chelsea has improved. So I'll give them a 4th.
A 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very generous of you. I didn't expect that. Well done.
He doesn't have a job.
Give credit where credit is due. Give credit where credit is due.
Man United, Chelsea.
Man United, I think they'll finish between 6 and 8. They'll be lucky to finish 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Chelsea?
We'll finish between 3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th.
But
There's no buts, man. No explanations.
Does the but take you higher or lower?
the bad 6 is high.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
We have
Very
City that has
interesting.
their ankles injured for the season.
Okay.
Yeah, Arsenal, who has...
Does Eric Ten Hag finish the season?
Yes.
Does
No,
that-
he doesn't.
Where,
He doesn't.
Where does he stop?
He doesn't see January.
He doesn't see January.
No, he doesn't.
Depends on results.
Let me just get some quick predictions from you guys before we end it off. Let's start with the Premier League. Who's winning it?
Roger is injured. Chelsea?
Interesting.
Fuck Liverpool.
Whoa! I am so sorry to
Should
all
have said-
Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Liverpool.
That wasn't supposed to come out.
Arsenal?
Fuck Arsenal.
No, you can't. You can't swear at other teams because they're winning.
I'm giving it to City.
Okay. Let's come back home. Bring it back home to the PSL. Who's winning the PSL? We've seen a couple of games already.
Is Mnyama Ngenkani.
There's Nyamangani.
Sundowns.
Sundowns. Who's winning the African Champions League?
Ooh, let's see after qualifiers, my guy. I can't give you.
So you want to see after the group stages are set up. Okay.
I hope Sundowns, but I think Al Ahly will take it.
Okay. Who's winning the European Champions League?
Bayern.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Because
Okay.
Bayern.
The Women's Champions League for Europe?
I think between Lyon and Barca.
Okay, the two dominant teams.
Barca.
Serie A?
Conte is there now.
Yeah, I give it to
Mota,
Conte.
Mota is there.
Yeah, I'll give it to Conte.
Juve is playing.
So Napoli
some-
with Lukaku?
Lukaku and Scotty too hard.
Oh, scored it 2-1. Okay.
They also have Gilmore, right?
Sorry?
They have Gilmore. Gilmore went to.
Yeah, I think they also have Gilmore.
They actually have a good team.
No, for me, I think Thiago Motta is Juve is taking it.
Okay. Bundesliga?
Bayern.
Company will take it by.
Yeah, did you see this weekend, bro?
La Liga?
Real.
Barcelona.
And lastly, let's do French.
Come on.
Oh, bro. Come on.
I just for the interest because
Olympic.
De Zerbi.
Yeah.
because Deserve is doing something
Yeah,
there.
Fuck.
Bro,
Mason.
De Zerbi is doing.
Fuck you, Mason.
You know, if Enrique was not there, man, PSG has lost Enrique.
PSG has recently.
So PSG.
Okay. We'll close it off on that note. Fortunately, they didn't punch each other on the Man United and Chelsea part, but we hope that you guys.
It's too
enjoyed
easy.
Kevin, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, you want a rematch with Kevin?
Kevin, you're next.
But Kevin is going to bash his own team. That's the thing. Kevin is going to say, "I hate the team. I hate the players. I hate the." So
No. We'll see after a couple of games.
I think things have changed now.
Yeah.
Okay.
After
Okay,
a couple of games,
We are humble.
he's gonna be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the next episode, like I said, we're going to go full on with the PSL and really break down what has happened for every team and what to expect for this season. So we hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode, man. You know what to do. You have to subscribe. You have to click the like button. I'm still new at these things. What do they say? Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, you see that red button at the bottom here.
Yeah.
Just click on it and then click the bell. All those nice things.
Click it back to get your notifications of the submission.
So at First 11 Sports on all social media platforms, engage with us. And don't bash them. I mean, bash him because he said fuck a few teams. So yeah,
Yeah,
go
fuck
ahead.
Liverpool. Fuck
Especially for a
Arsenal.
team that is what? What are you
Okay. But
I don't
thank you
care
so
where am
much.
I in the Lord. Fuck them.
Thank you so much to you guys, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. And yeah, man, we'll see you on the next one at First 11 Sports. Thank you.
Away.